Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie.
And welcome to the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast.
So let's talk smut again.
The trigger warnings are what sold me on this book initially. I knew I was in for a good time.
And my imagination is really bold. Me in practice?
Not as bold.
I'm sorry, how many piercings?
I'm a Sagittarius, forever the class clown.
We made everyone in TGI Fridays feel weird. It was a little stalkery, but in a good way. Here we discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts.
So how are you today, Morgan?
I'm okay today. I'm happy to be here this evening doing this with you.
I'm happy you're here.
I'm glad I can pause real life for a little bit. Right now we're recording really close to the holiday season. There was just a birthday celebrated in my house, and so it's been kind of a really busy, and illness. It's been a very busy and hectic week.
Back to back.
Yeah. So I'm ready to just kind of get the ball rolling on moving forward with things. And how have you been?
I've been good. Just stay-at-home momming. I'm really glad to have something that gives me an identity outside of my child.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm most excited about.
Absolutely.
For this is this is mine and about me, period. I love my daughter, obviously, and she's my favorite person in the entire world, and I'm so thankful that I get to give her 100% of my focus. But oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It gets to you. And it took a year for it to be okay, I need something of my own that's my own identity outside of this, which I think is going strong.
Well, let's talk about some things that are for you. So are you reading anything right now?
My silliest read right now, I found it on Libby, which Libby leads to a lot of things that I wouldn't necessarily pick up. I saw this book called A Dance with the Fae Prince by Elise Kova, and it's one of those audiobooks where it's a production.
Graphic audio?
Graphic audio, yeah. Sometimes I like that, and sometimes I'll have my headphones on and it'll footsteps in the background, and I will shit myself because I think someone's in my house. Sometimes it's too much.
Turning around looking over your shoulders while you're sitting on your couch.
The book is 100% fantasy trope. Sold to marry a fae, and surprise, I have powers. They had a friendship, and then he got mad at her, and they're gonna be lovers again. It's every, if you wrote down every fantasy thing you've ever read, it's that. But I love that.
I love that.
So
I am currently reading Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellafleur. I had bought from an audiobook from Libro FM, Count Your Lucky Stars from her, because I had read somewhere that it was a really fun queer rom-com, and it focuses around astrology, and I was
cute.
Love that.
Very you.
And so I had had that book for a long time. I just hadn't listened to it yet, and then over about a month ago, I read something else by Alexandria Bellafleur, which was The Merriment and Mayhem from the Under the Mistletoe collection. That was on Kindle Unlimited, and I loved it. It was super cute. It was a very romantic comedy, and for only 120 pages, she really sold me this beginning of a love story. It was very much like a Hallmark movie in 120 pages, and I loved that.
I love a quick read, especially for a very seasonal read.
Yes.
I don't want a 600-page Christmas book. Give me 300 absolute max.
Yeah. So I really liked her writing, and then when I went to look up more of what she had written is when I had seen I already own a book in this series.
Well, should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
So for our premiere episode, we are covering the book Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. So the back of the book summary is, when a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers Sloane and Rowan, the two find something elusive, the friendship of like-minded, pitch-black souls. From small-town West Virginia to upscale California, from downtown Boston to rural Texas, the two hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering, one that pits them against the most dangerous monsters in the country. But as their friendship develops into something more, the restless ghosts left in their wake are only a few steps behind, ready to claim more than just their newfound love. Can Rowan and Sloane dig themselves out of a game of graves, or have they finally met their match?
So if you are not familiar with any of Brynne's work, some of the other things she has done, she's published several works of fiction and nonfiction, but she is best known for this series, the Ruinous Love trilogy, which is Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and soon to be out Scythe and Sparrow. She does have a romantasy series, the Diviner and the Shadow Realm Paranormal Dark Romance series. She also co-wrote a contemporary dark standalone romance called Black Sheep with Alexa Harlow. And Brynne aspires to write female-focused stories about complex, resilient, imperfect characters who struggle with anger, trauma, fear, courage, and love.
Which I think all were very much covered in this book.
Yeah.
For sure. So what are some of the tropes?
There's friends to lovers.
Mm-hmm. Definitely morally gray, every single person.
Absolutely. There is a slow burn.
Slow.
So much yearning.
The amount I screamed at my Kindle, just kiss already.
There is definitely he falls first.
Ooh, he is obsessed at first. Yeah. It was fantastic.
He loves her.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark romance. It is a story about serial killers.
So there's serial killers, plural, both of them. So there's not just touch her and die, it's touch him and die, which is fun. Yeah. You don't see that all the time.
And there's a little bit of pleasure dom.
Trigger warning. So this book is like known for its trigger warnings.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you take it away, Morgan.
The trigger warnings are what sold me on this book initially. I knew I was in for a good time when I read the trigger warnings. Which I think
says a lot about you. That you were like, ooh, yes, this is for me.
Okay, so the trigger warnings include eyeballs and eye sockets, amateur surgery, skin ornaments, chainsaws, axes, knives, scalpels, a lot of sharp objects, accidental cannibalism, not so accidental cannibalism, questionable use of a mummified corpse, lobotomized manservant, ill-advised use of kitchen implements. This is a quote from Brynne. I'm sorry about the cookies and cream ice cream. I'm not really. Detailed sex scenes which include, but are not limited to, cock warming, rough sex, praise kink, anal, adult toys, choking, spitting, dom-sub interactions, and genital piercings.
I don't think I knew what cock warming was before this, but I'm using context clues as we speak. I'm
yes.
Like, oh, I didn't know that had a name.
I don't think I did either.
You learn something new every day. That's so fun.
There are also references to parental neglect and child abuse, parental loss but is not depicted, references to child sexual assault but not in detail.
Yeah, nothing on page for any kind of...
No.
Anything to do with children or sexual violence.
No, it's all implied. And then, again, to quote Brynne, it's a book about serial killers, so there's some generally messed up murder and chaos.
So how did you hear about this book? Because I heard about it through you.
I heard about it on TikTok from, I think the very first person I heard it from, her name is Brittany. She pretty much exclusively listens to audiobooks. She has curly red hair. And she recommended it because of the duet aspect of it. And that it was an incredible audiobook. And I figured if somebody listens to 70 plus audiobooks a year and says this is like a god tier audiobook for her, it has to be good. Then I read the trigger warnings and I was like, fuck it, I'm in. Do you want to start with your first impression?
I was surprised by how little I was grossed out. Pleasantly surprised. So this is one of the books that Morgan recommended when we tried to do our in-person with real people in our real lives Unhinged Smut Book Club. That lasted 2 books. It's fine. R.I.P.
Everyone was really put off by the idea of eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
I read the trigger warnings to you guys, and everybody was like, ooh, eyeballs? And I was like, it's really not. It's not graphic. And nobody believed me.
Yeah, you lose me at eyeballs. That's one of the things that I will just get icked out by if it's in a movie, TV show, anything. Because I watched a lot of Bones and crime dramas growing up that have a lot of gross dead body things. And so I know where I'm that's a no for me, dog, And typically eyeballs is one of them. This wasn't so bad. I was actually more grossed out by Rowan beating someone to death and how that was described.
Yeah.
Because that was described very, I don't even want to say graphically, but intimately.
Intimately. Not graphic.
Yeah.
Intimately.
It was very, I think just being in his head and not being out of body experiencing what's happening, but having it from the perspective of I, the reader, am doing this. Or was it first person? Third person. I always mix those two up.
Don't ask me. I dropped out of college.
You know what we need. It really, that fucked me up a little bit.
Really?
I didn't like that part. Ooh, heebie-jeebies.
I think reading it the second time, that part hit me a little more than it did the first time. Where I was like, ooh, that's gross.
Yeah, it was gross.
That was really gross. I loved this book. First impressions for me right out of the gate were hilarious, but I truly will never look at some foods ever the same way ever again. And that includes orzo pasta and beef carpaccio.
She apologizes for the cookies and cream ice cream.
But she does not apologize for the orzo.
But orzo was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she compares maggots to orzo.
Yeah.
And now it's all I think about. Frankly,
Ooh.
rude, Brynne.
I wasn't, like, too creeped out by it.
There were very few scenes where I was like, ugh. And Rowan beating someone to death, which is pretty early on. And that first scene, that's the opening scene where she is stuck in a room with a dead body for a couple days.
Yes.
And,
in a cage.
Yeah.
She's in a cage. So, like, she can't get out.
And that's how Rowan and her meet, because they were hunting the same person. She got to him first, but kicked her, trapped her in a cage, like, as he was dying. And Rowan showed up, to go kill him and was like, what is this? And then let her out, and they go to a diner, and he's staring at this woman who's been trapped in a cage covered in maggot filth for days and is like, holy shit.
She showers first.
She does shower first, to be fair.
Yeah, Brynne makes a point to, like, include that. But I love that as well. Rowan was down bad. Immediately. And he fangirls immediately.
Yes.
And I thought that was so fun. And I knew I was in it as soon as he's fangirling over the work that she does as a serial killer, over just her in general.
Because I don't think we've explicitly said this yet. They are serial killers who hunt bad people. It's very Dexter, very vigilante. Like, they're not killing people for funsies. Well, it's a little bit of funsies.
It's fun.
They enjoy it, but they're not killing innocent people.
Yes. They're hunting down the worst of the worst, what they consider to be the worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. Were there any other first impressions that you had? I
just made a note that this author's search history has to be, like, she's on a watch list. There's no way she's not even just compiling things for our social media posts that we'll be making about this. I'm like, what am I searching right now? My Pinterest algorithm is fucked. I cannot imagine what Brynne's search history looks like. So I do want to talk about a little kind of like the format and the flow of the book and how you get into all of that. Mm-hmm. And so we've kind of explained the opening scene where Sloane goes to find someone, she kills him, she winds up trapped in a cage. Rowan finds her 3 days later and immediately falls in love with her, even though she's covered in blood and maggots, basically. Rowan knows he's down bad right away, and he wants to keep seeing Sloane. So he devises this plan very quickly on the fly where they meet up every single year in August in a city where they are hunting down that city's local serial killer. And whoever kills them first wins. And it's the best 3 out of 5. And so that's kind of how the love story unfolds, is they're seeing each other once a year. They're kind of communicating in between. Yeah, which is why it's such a slow burn, because they'll, like, text every day, but they don't physically live in the same city and rarely see each other besides their game once a year. I really liked that pacing of it all. And that this book takes place over 4, almost 5 years. Yeah. And it doesn't feel like that. Mm-hmm. I think she did a great job with the pacing. Yes. And the time jumps don't feel too much. Yeah, they don't feel, like, clunky. Mm-mm. Yeah. No, I really like that. So that's kind of the setup for the story and how we get to the dirty talk, the unhingedness. So let's talk smut. Let's talk smut. This one, Jesus fucking Christ. It took a long time to get there. It is a slow burn. So I will say that the spicy chapters are chapters 16, 17, 18, 19, and 23. Once we get there, we're going. Back to back, yeah. It's not ending. There's, I think, 25 total chapters. So really towards the last, like, 30% of the book is where you're really getting your smut. My notes for smut, once the smut starts, not necessarily smut, goes from where they first kissed. Chapter 14, finally, all caps. Chapter 16, I'm sorry, how many piercings? All caps. Chapter 17, homie is a freak. All caps. Chapter 18, okay, this is getting ridiculous. She literally dislocated a shoulder less than 24 hours ago. Give the girl a break, Rowan. Because she had a dislocated shoulder, and he's like, get on your hands and knees. I was like, that is not considerate behavior. Treat her gently. It was I was, like, a little upset with him. And then, I mean, I don't think she minded, but I was like, Rowan, I know you waited a long time for this, but y'all have orgasmed, like, 17 times in the last 12 hours. Yeah, like, she's fine. You're fine. Go to bed. Squirt bottle, like a cat.
Listen, I thought the dirty talk from Rowan and this was so good.
Oh, fantastic.
Immaculate dirty talk. The banter to get us to the dirty talk was really good. The teasing, the like them each making small little innuendos to each other. Loved that. I also Googled that piercing.
Oh, yeah.
Not how many piercings, specifically one type of piercing.
Yeah, because she has like 32 bars of metal all up in her bits. And they're named specifically. And I was like, wait, what the fuck is that?
What is that one?
I Googled it.
I know what a vertical hood piercing is.
Yeah.
I knew what a labial piercing was.
Like I can use context clues.
A fourchette? I was like, what is a fourchette?
Triangle? What's that?
Yeah, no clue. I'm thinking there's like a Lucky Charm involved. Like a 4-leaf clover.
I don't know.
I had to Google.
Yeah, I
and I went, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I Googled that and jumped right to Google Images, of course, and then went to bed. And then the next day I opened Safari to go Google something else. And I go, oh, there's a vulva on my screen. I was so glad I was alone the next time I had to Google something. Because that would have been so embarrassing.
Not bringing up like your grocery store club card on your phone. Accidentally showing that to the cashier.
Can you imagine?
I would never show my face in that grocery store ever again.
Ever again. And we have like one good grocery store. What would we do? I'd just have to suffer. And then my one other major note was I genuinely don't understand how those piercings don't get infected, because at one point it says he dripped cold whipped cream into them.
Into or onto?
It said into.
I feel like I have to check that because I did highlight that because that is probably one of my favorite chapters.
Yeah, it was was that the restaurant?
No.
There's a very public situation that I'm like, oh, that was hot.
Was the restaurant the public situation?
Yeah.
Where, like, anybody could have walked in or, like, seen them?
No, they were, like, in front of a window.
Yeah, that was the restaurant.
In Boston, where there's a lot of foot traffic.
The one I am thinking about is this one. It was in chapter, this is what you're talking about. No, it says onto. It does not say into. Dripping cold whipped cream onto my genital piercings before licking them clean.
Okay. Still questionably hygienically. But
if they're healed.
Fair, I guess.
Listen.
It threw me off. I was like, ooh.
This book was a little freaky. Just a little, I'm into it.
I was into 99% of things.
Nice.
Yeah. Into hypothetically. Not it's in my imagination is really bold. Me in practice,
not as bold.
Not as bold. Not as bold. I'm not having sex in front of a storefront window.
No.
In a restaurant.
That would probably be like one of the things I would be like, no, we're not doing that.
One other thing.
You had more
last thing. Spontaneous anal. Books love to do it.
Books love to do it.
They love to be like, just put it in.
They love to do it with these, like, I Love Lucy giant dongs from the oven.
Of course.
With, like, I can't fit my whole hand around him. My fingers don't touch. There, yeah.
Easy peasy. And I enjoyed it the first time.
It's unrealistic.
They just...
With no lube.
Does lube in this one.
Okay.
She had it in her suitcase because, people travel with that.
Yeah.
But...
No,
I don't personally. It's not on my, checklist for leaving the house.
The amount of liquids I can carry when I travel is already so small.
Precisely.
I don't know.
I mean, how she's traveling with a bunch of, knives and shit, she has to check it.
Yeah, for sure. They're not going to let you take knives.
Yeah, so maybe she's like, might as well throw it in there. Liquid for days. That might be the case, but I'm glad they at least had that. But still, when I hear about... Listen, most of my knowledge about anal sex is from Trixie and Katya podcast. And they make it sound like there's a lot of prep that has to go in.
Okay.
And also fucking porn stars. I saw an interview of Riley Reid and she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm very selective about what I eat for a good 48 hours before I do an anal scene. So I'm like, they're just this sounds like fun. You
want to talk about some of the general scenes that you loved?
I think so.
I would love to start. My very first top, because it was hilarious, was the hotel lobby scene where Rowan steals a bottle of wine from the kitchen and tries to steal Sloane's e-reader. And she's talking about monster smut.
The Dragon's Bride by Katie Roberts specifically. I clocked that so quick.
Well, I had written down in my notes, I was like, we are absolutely talking about this. And what is that book?
Because she would be in this club. She'd listen to the podcast.
Sloan would listen to the podcast.
Which...
Sloan would be like, long-time listener, first-time caller. Here's some book suggestions for you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sloan, friend of the pod. But yeah.
She's one of us.
One of us.
But that hotel lobby scene had me absolutely rolling.
It was really, really cute.
Peak banter.
One of my favorite things about this book with the murderers they're hunting is that they're like famous horror movie killers.
Yeah.
So the first one, they're like, oh, they're in the hotel, and the person who runs the hotel lives in like a house up on a hill that they can see. I'm like, oh, that sounds like Psycho. Anyways, moving on. And then the third one is a cannibal guy, and he drinks a Chianti, and I go, haha, I bet he's a cannibal, because Silence of the Lambs. Sure enough, he was a cannibal. And I'm just like, oh, hee hee ha ha. That's funny. And then finally in the last one, we're in Texas and we hear a chainsaw. I'm like, oh, I see what she did there. It took an embarrassing amount of time for me to be like, that was on purpose.
I didn't get any of that.
Did you really?
I'm not a horror person.
I'm not either.
I've never seen, people might unsubscribe at this point. I've never seen Silence of the Lambs.
Ooh.
I've never seen Psycho. I've never seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't like gore.
I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw because I also don't fuck with gore. I don't do like Saw, Hostel gore.
Yeah.
But something like Silence of the Lambs, I don't think that's horror.
Listen,
but
when
anyways.
I was in middle school and I watched Signs with the aliens.
Signs fucked me up.
Okay, that shit fucked me up.
The Ring, don't get me started.
The Ring absolutely fucked me up. I'm not a horror person. I cannot. And the only reason I was able to get through this book is because it is a dark romantic comedy.
Because they kiss around the times that they murder people.
No, it's because they laugh.
Oh,
it's
valid.
Funny.
That's true.
I like comedy. That's my brand. I'm a Sagittarius, forever the class clown.
Here for the giggles.
Yes. So I didn't pick up on any of it. So please don't feel stupid that it took you until the third murder to get it, because I didn't get it at all. I did see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference. I was like, oh, they're Texas. Oh, there's a chainsaw. That's something culturally I know. Yeah. And that was as far as it went.
That's so funny. Yeah, I was, okay, well then I'm proud of myself for putting that together.
You absolutely should be proud of yourself.
A literary scholar, obviously. But another caveat from the banter in the hotel scene is how high school they are. Oh my god. They are so high school.
Yeah. The way she sits on her e-reader and she's like, come get it, right? And
the way they tease each other, and even the way, so at one point Sloan goes to Boston to see him, goes to his restaurant. He walks in, she freezes and is like, oh, I was never here. You didn't see me. I have to go immediately. Oh, Mom, are you calling me? Sorry, I have to go.
My mom said I couldn't hang out tonight. Sorry.
It's so funny how it reminds me of a person, and this is actually funny. It reminds me of when my husband and I met, and it took us forever to connect because we met through mutual friends, and we both were like, we are into each other mutually. And so they were like, cool, cool, cool. And they'd be like, oh, we're out with Stevie, come join us. Or, oh, we're out with my husband's name, come join us.
Mr. Stevie.
Mr. Stevie. And then we'd be like, yeah. And we'd show up, and then we would avoid eye contact the whole time. We made everyone in TGI Fridays feel weird. Every single person. Maybe that's why I loved it. Because I was like, ooh, relatable. They both have no game whatsoever.
I think that Rowan probably does have game because they go to that party for the Best of Boston and Rowan works the room. Mm-hmm. But Sloan is very much that introvert where she is she has the imposter syndrome. She doesn't think she's interesting. She doesn't think she has anything fun to say. And Rowan lights up the room and you hear Sloan's internal monologue of he's so wonderful and I'm such a dork, basically, or I'm not good enough. But Brynne does such a really good job of writing relatable characters because not only is there that, but as Sloan's getting ready for that event, her friend is hyping her up and telling her so many times throughout the book, like, you deserve a chance at love, and, like, why don't you take a leap of faith? You'd be surprised what you might get back.
I'm so glad you brought that up. That specific interaction made me tear up because I have had that exact conversation with my best friend several times. And so it was just so, like, I felt so connected to them in that moment. Actually, I've had that conversation giving and receiving the, hey, you're worthy of love message so many times throughout the years with her. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Girlhood is universal.
Girlhood is universal.
We all hate ourselves a little bit and need our friends to see the good in us.
Absolutely. I think too much of society really puts imposter syndrome on us, or we let imposter syndrome. We've done that so many times in starting this podcast, right? Where we're like, do you think men sit down and did 3 weeks of prep before they even started to film their first episode?
Right. No.
No, they just bought a microphone and started talking into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of humility and vulnerability and realism in what Brynne writes in her characters that was so relatable, but also just so beautiful. The vulnerability and the heartfelt moments. Like, we are in the middle of a romantic comedy about serial killers who kill serial killers.
Yeah.
But there's vulnerability.
Yeah. There's, like, authentic human connection within that, which I was very pleasantly surprised by. Whether
it's, like, somebody's own internal monologue or them, like, speaking to another character, there's a lot of authenticity in the dialogue of what human emotion looks like through all of this. So, like, you said it the other day, the prose is so beautifully written in this book.
There were several times where I was like, we're reading this for the Unhinged Smut Book. Like, I don't know if this is unhinged enough because, like, this is well written.
Until we get to a questionable use of a mummified corpse and then absolutely unhinged.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or unprepared anal 24 hours after a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, it's like the, like, plot, not the plot, the, like, background is unhinged. The romance is, like, very hinged. It's like, oh no, these are people who are, like, supposed to be together, who, like, communicate effectively and, you know,
work
for
their relationship.
Yeah, and they have, like, a true character arc.
Yes.
There are a few other scenes that made me giggle
Tell me about them.
Gush. The accidental cannibalism.
Oh my god, I wrote that down too. The dinner scene with Thurston.
Mm-hmm. So there's one point where the killer they're hunting tries to drug them so that he can eat them eventually. Rowan is a dumb dummy and doesn't pick up on it, even though Sloane is yelling at him, like, don't drink the drink.
With her eyes, she's like,
yeah. And he's just like, glug, glug, glug.
Yeah.
And then he passes out into his salad, and I picture...
But before he passes out, he tells Sloane how pretty she is and how he wants to kiss her.
Because it makes him kind of drunk first.
Yeah, a little loopy.
Mm-hmm. And before he passes out, he accidentally eats some human meat. Whoops. He passes out in a salad, and all I could picture was that one scene in Emperor's New Groove where it went, dunk. And it had me giggling so hard because I just pictured it. I'm like, oh, Sloane, you're so pretty. I'm like deeply in love with you, but afraid to say it. Thunk. And it was so silly.
It was the silliest part of it to me too is when he wakes up and he is like, what the fuck? And she is telling him, like, you ain't human.
Pause. As she is cutting up a person and making ornaments from his body parts.
Yeah.
While he's still alive. Yeah. She's like, vomit in this bucket. Maybe vomit some more. Just to make sure you get all the people out of you.
The way that they handle it is so cavalier, and I think that is what makes it so funny, right? Rowan is freaking out about so many things, and Sloane is just, like, cool, calm, and collected. She has classical music playing while she is in the middle of, like, building her web.
Because Sloane was an artist. She went to art school, and that's where, like, her trauma was, and kind of why
it's her villain origin story.
Correct, yeah. And she doesn't do a lot of art, but she leaves these elaborate works of art with, like, body parts and fishing wire.
Yeah, and colored yarn. She makes a map.
Yeah, it's like a layered 3D map.
Yes.
It's hard to describe. I can't fully picture it, but...
You can't?
I'm not a visual-minded person. You know that, like, spectrum where it shows, like, when you picture an apple, like, what do you picture?
How much detail do you see the apple in?
I'm, like, at best in the middle.
Really?
Unless it's, like, I have a few memories that are, like, super sharp images, but not a lot.
Interesting.
I actually kind of want to do CBT therapy about it because I think that might be part of it. Anyways, we don't need to get into that. So this is kind of the way the production she leaves after her kills is the only art she really does anymore.
Yes.
And so it was kind of cool to see her it's like, I love this for you.
Yes.
Express yourself.
And that's one of the things that Rowan is such a big fan of with Sloane. Mm-hmm. When he sees her and he's like, the Orb Weaver! And he's so excited. He loves her work. He fangirls over her style of murder, basically, and calling card. Mm-hmm. And so he gets to wake up and watch her work. And from the little bit that is his point of view during that, you could see that he is, again, in absolute awe of what she's doing. Mm-hmm. But it is those chapters in general with Thorsten and truly so iconic. I was laughing out loud the entire time.
It was very silly.
Were there any heartfelt moments you want to touch on? Because I have a couple heartfelt moments I want to touch on.
When he's cooking with her over the phone.
Cute.
Was so fucking cute. That was so wholesome. Shut the fuck up. It was so cute. It was a little stalkery, but in a good way.
Yeah. And I could take some light stalking like that from somebody who was trying to court me.
I think real life, that's a level of stalking I could tolerate.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't know that he was actually stalking. Yeah, Sloane lives in South Carolina?
North Carolina.
And Rowan flies down from Boston, pays off a neighborhood kid to deliver some groceries to Sloane's house. She calls him, and he is like, oh, well, maybe if there was some salmon and some asparagus and some rice, maybe you should, chop the bits off of the asparagus and maybe, pour, a glass of wine if you have that, too. And
because he's a chef.
One of my favorite heartfelt scenes was when Sloane shows up in Boston, and she's super awkward in the restaurant. Before Rowan even comes out, she's unsure if she's going to leave or not, and she sketches a raven.
Because he calls her Blackbird.
He calls her Blackbird. He sketches a raven and leaves it. She's going to leave it at the table, and she decides she's going to take her food to go, and she's going to leave without, saying hello to anybody. And Rowan comes out. He sees her. She bolts, but she leaves that drawing of a raven in the booth as, a calling card for him. And at the next annual August game, she sees that he has it tattooed on his arm.
It's on his back.
It's on his back. Mm-hmm. And she is like, oh my God. And then later when Rowan's like, why do you think I have it tattooed on me, Sloane? Say it. Why do you think I have the fucking drawing tattooed on me? I think that's right before they get it on.
Pretty close.
But just that he is so in love with her.
He's so sure.
Mm. And he got that art tattooed on him. And I think that was a really great moment for Sloane to see as well.
Because she was so unsure.
Yes.
Not about him, but in herself. That I think...
She was unsure in their relationship.
Yeah, she needed his confidence.
That it was more than just them being friends.
Mm-hmm. Also, a kind of part of that scene, we learn that the table she sat at, he went to the hostess in his high-end Boston, high-demand restaurant, was this table is permanently reserved for her just in case she shows up. And before she shows up to Boston and goes, she's never done it before. But he's if she chooses to come in, I am not taking any chances that she is turned away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about Rowan so much because he was so sure from the jump. He knew, this is it. I'm going to take my time. She will fall in love with me. She will be mine.
He was so afraid of spooking her off, I think.
Yes.
That's where, his nervousness came from. Wasn't his, lack of confidence in himself, but he was so afraid he'd come in too hard too fast.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, he could see, he touches on it multiple times, how flighty she looks in the very first chapters, right? Where they're at the restaurant. He's like, she's going to bolt. I need to figure out how to keep her. And that's when he comes up with the August game. And every single time he's like, if I take it too far, I'm going to lose her. Mm-hmm. And so he knows. He's so patient. I love that so much. Mm-hmm. Rowan is top tier book boyfriend to me.
He's great. Well, one thing, this isn't heartfelt, but it's a sillier moment that I loved. Okay. She's supposed to come to eat, planned. They both know she's coming to eat dinner at his restaurant, and she's running late, and it's his POV, and he's like, she's 45 minutes late. Where is she? She's been kidnapped. She's murdered. She's in a ditch somewhere. And I was like, this is so relatable. Because literally My husband will be 30 minutes later than normal, and I'm immediately go to, well, I guess I'm a widow, single mother, and that's it for me.
Yeah. If my husband's not home within like a 30-minute window of when I'm expecting him to be home, I'm calling him. Where are you? Are you okay?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, no, I just, like, I messed up the printer, so I had to fix it before I left. I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can you let me know next time? Because I thought you were dead.
My husband used to bike to work, too. So I would be,
mine did too.
Shitting myself. So I get it, Rowan. I get it. That was something where Brynne was probably trying to be silly, and I'm like, no, you just made this character so real.
So real.
So real.
Rowan is so real for that.
Do you have any critiques of the book?
Yes.
I have 2.
I know we talked at the beginning that, like, everybody's least favorite trope in a book is surprise pregnancy. Mine is miscommunication. And the scene of her going to Boston for the best of Boston, and she finally psychs herself up to think that, like, oh, Rowan wants something more. But Rowan was like, let's have some real fun, and it was actually because he had, like, scouted a murder, like, someone for them to, like, murder and kill, and Sloane thought, let's have some real fun meant, like, we're gonna sleep together tonight, and, like, we're finally gonna, like, make moves.
When she learned what he was talking about, she's like, oh, it was so sad.
And then Rowan got a phone call for, like, emergency stuff at the restaurant, and then they, like, didn't talk for a couple months. And it kind of goes through, like, a text exchange of it all. I hate a miscommunication trope. I hate it so much. Like, so much could have been solved if Sloane would have swallowed her pride just a little bit and would have talked to him when he called.
Yeah, because
he had been reaching out.
He reached out a few times, but again, didn't want to spook her off.
Yes.
He didn't want to come on too strong.
So if Sloane had just swallowed her pride and talked about it like a big girl, that's really my biggest critique.
Yeah. My more general one is they do the thing where they get to a point where they're happy and you know that something towards the very end is going to happen, where shit's going to hit the fan. And I loved the way shit hit the fan. I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
And you always see shit coming.
I do. I really do.
So we gave a spoiler warning.
We did.
Do you want to say this specifically?
Let's do another spoiler warning if you haven't finished the end of the book.
Yeah, maybe fast forward 1 minute. Not even. 30 seconds. So the lobotomized manservant,
David,
from the cannibal.
Yes.
Sloane won that one. So she's like, you have to take him and give him a job in Boston and make sure he's taken care of because he's a victim. And he has him working at the restaurant, and stuff after that starts going wrong at the restaurant and breaking. And finally, right before real shit hit the fan, I went, oh, of course David is fucking with the restaurant. Duh, that's why stuff keeps breaking.
I didn't get that.
And it took me forever to be like, duh. And it's so funny because I was like, I bet Morgan figured that out a long time ago. And then when he was the murderer, I'm like, I should have, not murderer, but like the person who was going to cause trouble for them.
Yeah.
It's like I should have seen that coming.
Nope, I didn't see any of that coming. When it got to the point where Rowan comes into the restaurant and David is there, and he's like, oh, fuck, David, what are you doing here? And he, like, checks the schedule. I'm like, something, because, you know, you get to that point in the book, you're like, something's about to happen. I'm like, what the fuck is about to happen with David? Is David not actually lobotomized? And then, boom, David's not actually lobotomized.
I think he was lobotomized, but he wasn't nonverbal from it. I think he was. Because he had bruising on his face.
Oh, did he?
And he was described as having, like, a black eye when she first met him. And I don't think, what was his name, Richard Thurman? Thurston would have had him playing that character.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I do think he was lobotomized. I just think, surprise, I can talk. Anyways, that's for debate for another day. I think from here, with that specific spoiler, you're safe. So I loved how that played out because I'm like, oh, I love when there's a twist where I'm like, I should have seen that coming and I didn't. That's so excellent. She crushed it. Give Brynne her flowers. So my only critique is it was resolved really fast. I don't even think 2 chapters, and these are quick chapters.
Yes. In the amount of chapters it was resolved really quickly, but I think the amount of time that passed was a lot longer than you're thinking.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, as the reader, it didn't give time for me to be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Okay.
You know? Like, with Sloane.
Okay.
So I think I don't want to say dragged out, but okay. I think we should have lived in her head a little bit more.
Well, we lived in Sloane's head for, she shows up and there's like that little like third act breakup, like, go on, get out of here, scram.
Yeah.
Right? There's that where Rowan basically
tries to get her
to leave for her own safety. And then she goes back to the apartment and is like packing and leaving and we're in, and then Sloane figures it out right towards the end of that. And then we go right back to Rowan's point of view. And so you really, you don't get to live in Sloane's head for the like, oh, my person is in danger portion of it. You get to live in Sloane's head for the, I just got broken up with,
figuring out he's in danger, immediately doing something about it. And it doesn't take long for her to touch him and die, have that moment.
Fair enough.
You know, I think it could have, for the reader's sake, I think there could have been more suspense in, oh no, Rowan's in danger.
Fair enough.
And also,
what?
I didn't like the proposal. I thought it was stupid.
Well,
the way he did, I'm happy they're engaged. I hated the way he did it. I get it, but I hated it.
Listen, Sloane was happy.
Which is all that matters.
That's truly what matters. I didn't have an opinion either way on it. I thought it was gross. That is my opinion.
That's where the eye sockets trigger warning comes in, and we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I thought it was gross. And personally, not the way I would want to be proposed to.
Yeah.
But when my husband proposed to me, I had sussed out how he was going to propose to me. And then I was like, that's not good enough.
That is the most Morgan thing I've ever heard. That is the most Morgan and Mr. Morgan relationship dynamic thing I've ever heard in my life.
I wasn't mean about it.
Yeah, not in a way where you criticize him a lot, but
No.
he's always so well-intentioned, and you very frequently are like, honey.
I'm going to hold your hand while I say this.
We can do better.
Yeah.
You're better than this.
So we've been dating for a very long time. Like 7 years. Right? Because we were together in high school forever. We're like 23 at that point. And I knew it was coming. And I just like had a feeling he kept pushing this like one specific idea. And one night I was like, hey, why are you pushing that so much? He's like, I don't know. Like we just haven't done it yet. I was like going out to like a really fancy dinner. And I was like, are you going to propose at a restaurant? And he was like, well, I don't know. And I was like, do you think I'm special? And he was like... My mom was so aghast when I told the story at my engagement party. My bridal shower.
The gasp? I just gusped.
Anyway, he went, yeah, I think you're the most special. And I was like, do you think going to dinner to propose to me is a super special thing to do? And he was like, well, no, I just don't really have any other idea. Like, I didn't really think about it that hard. And I was like, okay. And like, I think that's where the conversation ended.
Oh my goodness.
I was 23. My impulse control, my frontal lobe, not yet fully formed.
That's fair.
I don't know if I would have said it exactly like that now today at 35. But so personally for me, that's not how I would want to be proposed to.
I think that's valid. I think that's where I'm at. I would have wanted a celebration of what he loves about her beyond that they kill people together.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would have wanted.
But it's kind of like taking you back to their first date, right? And like the way that they met.
You know, when you put it like that, it's cuter.
Okay.
That is how they met.
It's how they met.
Much cuter.
It's what brought them together. Murder.
Wow. You can't see it, but we just held hands. That does make it cuter. Do you have any other critiques?
No, that was really it for me. It was just a miscommunication trope. I can't fuck with it. So I give 4.5 stars purely because of that.
Was only one section of it.
Yes.
Yeah. I gave it 3.5 stars. So my rating is 5 stars is like elite. Most things I love. I'm like, oh, love that. 4 stars.
Yep.
And then I love that, but is like 3 to 4. So on Goodreads, which I don't use so much anymore because eat the rich, fuck Jeff Bezos. My small little middle finger to him that he does not give a shit about.
He does not.
It's fine. I think I might go back. I kind of miss it. Anyways, so on Goodreads where it's only like whole numbers, I had a lot more 4 stars because I'm like, I wouldn't give this a 3. But it's on a 4, but I guess I'll give it a 4.
Right. That makes sense.
But now that I'm on Storygraph.
Yeah, you can give it quarter stars.
I can give it quarter stars.
Which is incredible.
I do. And I like their rating system and their review system a lot more. Shout out to Storygraph. Black owned. Support it. 3.5 stars. I said there's a lot I liked about it, but I think personally the graphic murder descriptions were not my jam. And I also think I'm going to like the second book better because I am way more into like a hate to love Grumpy Sunshine vibe. which is what we are looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, their romance was wholesome. I like a little bit more edge to my romance.
Yeah, they were definitely a friends to lovers. That was their trope, was friends to lovers.
For sure. But I think their wholesomeness balanced out the murder, so...
For sure.
It worked.
Yeah, you take out the murder from this couple, and they're very sweet.
So sweet.
Very sweet couple.
I think, objectively, we started out safe with this podcast. I think we need to get weirder.
I would love to get weirder.
I'm so happy we're friends.
Okay, fun extras.
Yeah, so...
You wanted to do a fan cast.
Yeah, this is the part of the episodes where I think depending on the book, we might pick something. I think fan cast is always the easier one, so we'll probably do that a lot. But we could do things like side characters that we ship together, or like if this character fought this character, who would win in a fight. Like, we could get silly with it.
Mm-hmm.
But for today, I think just because, for me, I immediately had a couple different people for Sloane.
Who did you have for Sloane? Tell me.
So as I was reading, I think, and this is just typecasting her, Jenna Ortega.
I could do Jenna Ortega.
Mm-hmm. And she plays that character so well.
Yeah.
Of, like, kind of dark and a little crazy. And then another person I was considering, not for acting, but for, like, the way she looks, is Dove Cameron, but with dark hair.
Okay.
And I think visually she's more who I picture, but acting-wise I was picturing Jenna Ortega. Anyways, it's Dove Cameron's, if she had long dark hair, because she has such siren eyes that makes her a little bit intimidating to look at, which I don't know. I pictured Sloane, because she's kind of trying to keep people at a distance, that she's truly mastered resting bitch face, like resting I'm scary face, and that is kind of what put Dove Cameron in my head. Do you have someone for Sloane?
I had a couple. These ones aren't as... I imagine them all, like, with darker hair, but Lucy Hale. I think Lucy Hale fits the age description a lot closer.
Yeah.
And she did Pretty Little Liars, which is a little murdery, a little mystery. And so I think she could really handle it. Like this Talia Dyer, who is from Stranger Things. Just, but darker hair. And then this one, Sarah Marie Jeffrey. She's a darker complexion, but I think she has the resting bitch face.
Yeah, you have a picture pulled up, and that's exactly.
Yeah,
I can see that for sure.
She was the third one that I put down, and also I wanted to fit women in these roles in my head who are going to be in that age range of like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah,
because Sloane's not 19 years old.
Correct.
Sloane is a business professional.
One of the things I like most about this book
is that they're grown-ups with real jobs. So those were my three.
So what about for Rowan? I picture him very, like, boyishly handsome. Because I can picture cinematically having someone not necessarily baby-faced, but not, like, doesn't look like he's in the fucking mafia. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't look like he's been to prison.
Yeah, he looks like a man, like a boy.
Boy Next Door.
Yeah.
Vibes.
Golden Retriever.
Yes, because it would be so jarring to watch him go from being, like, working the room, so cute and approachable, to flip, mine, beating someone to death.
Yes.
I think that would be, like, very interesting visually if this were made into a movie.
I did Liam Hemsworth, but, like, darker. Because Liam Hemsworth has... Rowan's eyes are navy, and Liam Hemsworth has blue eyes.
I can't picture navy eyes. I don't think I've ever seen
just
navy
really
eyes.
Dark blue, I guess. But I think Liam Hemsworth has... kind of like that Boy Next Door-ish, but then this man came up, Austin Stowell, and that...
He looks a lot like Liam Hemsworth. That's
he does.
Who I thought it was when you pulled up the picture. That's so funny.
No, Austin Stowell. He just looks boyish.
Yeah. For me, and it might be because I'm seeing him a lot, because he's doing press for The Gladiator, and he's Irish, but Paul Mescal.
I had thought Paul Mescal for a second, but he just didn't seem...
He doesn't have quite enough edge.
Yes.
All right, and I think that's a wrap on Butcher and Blackbird.
I think that is a wrap on Butcher and Blackbird.
We will be covering the rest of the series, but we're going to break them up, just in case anyone listening, this isn't their vibe. They're not like, oh, I have to wait 3 months before I want to listen to an episode. Before we wrap up,
let's do a little bit of like our ratings for the book. So we want to talk our unhinged rating. How many straitjackets?
Out of 5.
Out of 5.
I think straitjackets is I can't think of anything better.
So in terms of like unhinged smut, I would give this 1.5 straight jackets. They're a little freaky, a little kinky, but I wouldn't say it's anything fully unhinged. So I would say 1.5 straight jackets for like the kink aspect of it.
I think I'm with you. I'm maybe 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's going to vary for
I think
everyone.
the piercings, very public.
It's not, it was in a closed restaurant. Like the restaurant was not open to the public.
On a ground level window.
But like,
that's how I'm remembering it. But
they weren't in the window. They were just in the restaurant.
They were at a
table.
At a table next to a window.
I'm imagining like the lights are turned off. The restaurant's not open.
Oh no, I'm picturing it like I'm walking by being like, all right, on my way to Walgreens to pick up my fucking antidepressants. Oh,
What?
am I gonna pause? No, I should keep walking. Should I? I mean, they know what they're doing. No, I need to keep walking. That's what I pictured.
And then spicy rating? I would give this closer to a 3. Because of the kink, because of it's really funny how like the spice level can differ from the unhinged spice level.
Yeah. Because once they get going, they're going.
They're going. And it is.
And
it is graphic.
They're having a good old time.
They're having a great time.
And
I'm having a great time.
Yeah, and they're experimental. And it's 3 for the spice.
1.5 straight jackets for the unhingedness of the smut. Yeah, so I think really that is it.
That wraps us up for this book.
Butcher and Blackbird.
That was so fun.
That was really fun.
That was a good one to start off with.
So the next book that we're going to do
is we're doing a little pulling from this book. The Dragon's Bride by Katie Robert.
I think that really is naturally the next best place to go to.
We have to.
I think we have to.
It's also been on my TBR forever.
I think we talked about this book initially one day when we were at dinner, and I had just finished all of the Sarah J. Maas books, and I was like looking for like spicy books, and that was when you had recommended to me like Neon God. Also talked about like the Easter Bunny one that you had read, and then I think you had mentioned at that point something about one with like a dragon with 2 penises, and so I thought you had read it already. I was like, Stevie's definitely gonna know what this book is.
If you're not on TikTok or Book Talk, it is a book about a dragon who is the love interest. I don't even think he's a shifter.
I think he's just straight dragon.
I think he's just I think it is pure monster smut, and he has 2 penises.
I am so excited for this.
So I'm going to read the description real quick so that y'all can get excited. Briar Rose might have a name out of a storybook, but she learned at a very young age that no prince was coming to save her. She'll have to save herself. Unfortunately, even that is an impossible task in her current situation, trapped in a terrifying marriage to a dangerous man. Desperate times call for desperate measures, which is how she finds herself making a deal with a demon. Freedom from her husband in return for 7 years of service. She expects the service to be backbreaking and harsh. She doesn't expect to be put on an auction block in a room full of literal monsters and sold to the highest bidder. To Soul, a dragon. He might seem kinder than his fearsome looks imply, but she knows better than to trust the way he wants to take care of her or how invested he is in her pleasure. In her experience, if something seems too good to be true, it certainly is. Falling for Soul is out of the question. She's suffered enough, and she has no intention of staying in this realm, even if she leaves her heart behind when she returns to her normal life.
This feels like a bodice ripper, but the love interest is a dragon.
A dragon.
With 2 penises.
I'm so fucking excited. I already have this in my Kindle ready to go, and I think I'm starting tonight.
And that's it for this episode of the Unhinged Smut Book Club. Thanks for reading with us. I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with chaos, kink, and questionable literary choices.
Until next time, keep it spicy.
Bye.
Bye.